Yo, Nathan.
Actually, it's Vengeance now.
Okay, Vengeance. You ready for the podcast? Do you think you can come be here at around 1 p.m.?
Actually, I don't come out in the daytime anymore, so we're gonna have to reschedule.
Nathan, I get you watched the Batman, and I know you saw that film like 10 fucking times already, but could you just get your ass here at 1 p.m.?
Okay,
Okay,
sure.
thanks, man.
Welcome back to the Real Talk Podcast, episode 74. I'm your host, Nathan, and I'm joined by the man himself, Matthew Neves, to my left.
Thank you.
And today, we are going to be talking about one of my favorite films, period. My favorite film of last year, The Batman, which turns 1 year old.
Damn. 1 year.
1 year ago,
it's
this
been a
movie
year?
came out, and I saw it in theaters, and I went back like 2 days later to see it again. Man, I love this movie. But first, like we always do, we're going to get into some real news. And we're going to keep it on DC.
Yeah.
Because I was scrolling through Twitter last week, and I see this rumor. I'm like, Christian Bale might come back to play the DCU Batman, and I'm thinking Christian Bale's a little too old for that shit. I'm like, by the time 2025 starts, like I don't want to see him as Batman. He's too old for that shit. Then I keep scrolling, and I'm like, oh, trailer for The Flash just dropped. Maybe I should check this out. And I'm watching it. I'm pretty uninterested, and then son of a bitch.
Yep.
A 71-year-old Michael Keaton is staring at me in the eyes.
He's staring at you like this.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking awkward.
And then I'm seeing Ben Affleck in a blue and gray suit, and I'm like, oh, shit, they're doing like the Far From Home Batman version. Or No Way Home Batman version.
Yeah.
So I guess Christian Bale's not too old. All bets are off. I mean, Batman could be 71. He could be fucking 100, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were your thoughts on this Flash trailer?
The more I think about it, the more I don't want to think about it. Is that how yeah, that's how I put it. No, literally the trailer looks, it looks cheap. It looks, I'm trying to find some good in this. But compared to like the Batman universe where it looks like a film, like they actually shot with a film camera.
Yeah.
This looks like Injustice, the video
yeah.
game. And here's the thing about Michael Keaton. You know, God bless him. Dude looks like he's having the worst. He looks so awkward in the suit.
He looks awkward as fuck.
Yeah.
And then you get this close-up of him staring directly into the camera, and then he kicks the most ass he's ever kicked.
Yeah.
Not even in the 80s he was doing that shit.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm Batman.
It's just a little bit ridiculous.
I hope that they do something interesting with this concept because it is very much like No Way Home influence, Force Awakens influence. Like,
can see it.
let's bring back the old guys.
You can see it, right?
And it reminds me of like, what is it? Michael Keaton's back. Harrison Ford's back at Indiana Jones. Optimus Prime is back. It's like, dude, I guess 1989 came back again. Like, I don't know what the fuck's happening, but
I feel like it's just the last time they can squeeze a movie out of these guys. So they're just
Exactly.
like, all right, whatever, you're 70, we'll get some de-aging.
yeah, fucking Christ. And then it'll cost an extra $50 million on top of the $300 million blockbuster that they're making.
Listen.
I don't want to complain too much about it. All I'm going to say positive is they're bringing back Supergirl. I like that.
Yeah.
I think she's a good actress from what I saw. Yeah, I hope it's not the worst fucking thing ever.
Here's my thing. My expectations for this film, extremely fucking low anyway, before
Yeah.
I saw this trailer. So now I'm like, yeah, okay, the film's probably still going to be shit,
Yeah.
but at least I get to see this weird
Michael Keaton.
fever Michael Keaton dream. Like,
That's fair. That's fair.
at least there's something memorable about it versus just like a non-memorable Flash movie that sucks.
Yeah, it's been in development hell. So, anyways, that's my thoughts. I hope they make a good movie.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows? It's
yeah.
kind of Yeah, I mean, I think the trailer is pretty telling that it's not gonna be good.
It's just all over the place.
But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they'll do the nostalgia right and they'll tie it all together.
I hope so. I hope it's
Like,
like
do you think this movie has potential to be as good as No Way Home?
if they do shit differently, like if it's just Michael Keaton fighting like he did in the 80s, that's not interesting. Like if it's just Batfleck being in one last film and doing literally nothing in the movie, then if you're doing the Flash, you got to fuck up with the timeline and make the characters interesting. Like okay, Michael Keaton, what if he was like some crazy old 70-year-old that's like I'm still Batman and stuff. It's like, "What? You haven't been married? You haven't had kids? You haven't done anything with your
Right.
life?" And he's like, "Nah." And it's like that to me is hilarious because it's like, wow, this crazy Bruce Wayne is so up his ass with ego that it's like you know what I mean? Like, what
Yeah.
if that was in the movie? I try to throw out some interesting ideas you haven't seen before
Yeah, why not?
instead of just
Instead of trying to make him look like it's the 80s in
Yes.
2023.
exactly or like
He's not that guy. He's just not. It's not going to be believable. I don't care how much CGI of him kicking ass you have. It's not going to be believable.
yeah. I like the theme, but it's like what when you hear the piano Danny Elfman Batman theme, it's like
Yeah.
it's so fucking nostalgia bait.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
That's
I'm done.
it.
Let's move on to the good Batman.
Let's move on to the better
Yeah.
Batman.
Ugh.
The Batman. My favorite film of last year.
Yeah.
Let's start with the development of this film before we get into the plot because it has a pretty interesting development history.
Yes.
Development began with Ben Affleck
Mhm.
cast as Batman. Affleck supposed to direct, produce, and co-write,
Yeah.
but had reservations about the project and dropped out.
Yeah.
Sorry to say it, a fucking men. Thank God.
Well, because at the time he was like cast as Batman, he was in Batman v Superman, and it was just so much for him to handle.
Yeah.
Because like I think the last film he did around that time was Argo, which is a great film, but it's like
Oh, I love Argo.
it's
Actually,
a smaller budget.
Yeah.
So when you're getting thrown like DC questions every day, you're
Yeah.
like, I can't do this fucking shit anymore,
Yeah.
man. I gotta move on. I don't blame him. That's a lot to do.
I don't blame him, and I'm kind of glad he did because everything worked out for a reason. And we got
Yeah.
this masterpiece. So Reeves takes over, reworks the story, removes the DCU connections. Good thing he did because that shit fell apart.
Yeah.
And he sought to explore Batman's detective side, and drew inspiration from like the comics like Year One and Long Halloween, which are iconic Batman comics.
Yes, they are.
Pattinson is cast in May of 2019, with further casting done in late 2019, and the filming began in 2020, but pandemic hit.
Yeah.
Lots of delays. Supposed to come out in March 2021. We get it basically a year later. Supposed to come out in June 2021. We get it basically a year later in March of 2022.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Crazy development, and which makes it even crazier to how like it worked out so well.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm sure shooting a film like such a big scale film like this during a pandemic is extremely tough.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I feel like blockbusters around this time, that's why they had to delay every single movie. So
Yeah.
everything, like all the 2020 films got pushed back to 2021 and then so on and so forth. It is what it is.
That makes me even more optimistic about the second one because they won't have these delays
Nope.
and the process will probably go smoother.
Yeah.
So I'm sure like Matt Reeves will be able to execute his complete vision, which I'm excited about.
Absolutely.
Let's get into the film a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down here. I did a rewatch this last week.
Okay.
Loved it. Some new stuff stuck out to me, and I wrote down like the iconic scenes, and we'll kind of go through the film and talk about the scenes we love. The opening scene of this film.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's good.
I love it. I think it rivals Dark Knight's opening scene.
Ooh.
The Dark Knight opening scene is better.
Yeah.
It's one of the best opening scenes in film history.
Yeah.
But this one opens extremely well too, with the mayor of Gotham being killed by the Riddler.
Oh, yeah.
And then we get Batman introduced on at the crime scene. No, we get Batman introduced first.
Yeah,
in
when he's fighting the criminals.
When he's fighting the criminals,
That's
and we
amazing.
get that monologue of him saying, "They think I'm in the shadows."
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. That whole
part-
thing.
that part's
like,
awesome.
It's like just but to not to derail it too much, but the whole film, I remember watching clips of it and the sound design. It's
Oh,
amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, like even the footsteps. Remember when he was like walking up to the criminals, and it's each footstep feels like this bassy, like
You're so excited to see
yeah,
him,
yeah,
come out of that darkness.
yeah.
And then when he comes out, it's so exciting. He kicks all those guys' asses. That's a great introduction to Batman's scene.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. And then you get the scene where he goes to the crime scene,
Yes.
and you quickly realized he is not popular.
Mm-hmm.
This is an early Batman, and nobody thinks he belongs there except for Gordon,
Right.
which I love.
Yeah.
I think it's funny how they like kind of poke fun at the realism. It's like, what the fuck is this guy in a bat suit doing at this crime scene? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's extremely funny. I love that. And then we get the beginning of Detective Batman.
Yeah.
The letters left for him. He's picking up all the clues, and we get the iconic scene at the Iceberg Lounge where we see Colin Farrell,
Yeah.
who's unrecognizable in this film.
He's really good.
He's extremely good in this movie as Penguin, and we also see Selena Kyle, played by Zoe Kravitz, which is she's great.
Oh yeah, she's amazing too. Like all these characters, they take on these popular characters, but they feel so distinct from each other from other iterations, which I really love.
Yeah, great iterations that I think. I mean, I look forward to them to building on, especially Colin Farrell. There's a Penguin show coming out soon.
I heard, yeah.
And also confirmed that Robert Pattinson will appear in the show.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
How much do you think he's going to be in the show?
Not
though?
too much, I don't
Probably
think.
like a one episode.
I think
like-
maybe he'll be like in like one of the last episodes, like in like some epic finale conclusion, which I'm happy with.
Yeah.
If it's a Penguin show, make it a Penguin show. I'll
Absolutely.
wait for the Batman 2 for the Batman stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it a call. I think Colin Farrell, like that role is in great hands. Like Colin Farrell's going to kill it. I think it's going to be a great show.
Oh yeah.
So then we move on. The Riddler kills the police captain, kills the DA. I love all the scenes where they're at the murder scene. Like I think the one is very creative was like the thumb drive one.
Oh yeah, that's a good. that's good dark humor
Yeah.
done well. Yeah, yeah.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
then we get my favorite scene in the whole film
Okay.
is actually the scene where the mayor's memorial scene.
Oh.
Where we get we get our intro to Robert Pattinson outside
Yeah.
of the suit.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out, he's like, "Oh, don't go outside."
Yeah.
He plays his emo part.
Very
I love
emo.
it.
Very emo in that scene.
And yeah, we get him at this memorial scene, and a car just drives right into the scene, and we
Yeah.
get this epic like hostage situation.
Mm-hmm.
I love that scene. I think the suspense is great. The way he has to like play riddles and expose himself. It's just so well thought out. I think the Riddler killings and stuff are extremely well thought out.
Yeah. Very, very well done for the most part. That's your favorite scene from the movie?
That's my favorite scene. I love that scene.
Okay. Okay. I think my favorite scene still is I still think about it every day. Is type of like the introduction to the Batmobile.
Which is shortly after that.
Yep.
We get the introduction to the Batmobile that's well worth the wait.
Yeah.
Batman saves Selena Kyle, and we get one of the best action scenes in the film, the Penguin chase.
It's a good car chase.
It's an excellent car
Yeah.
chase. It's one of the best car chases I've ever seen.
Looking back, because you are a Fast and Furious fan.
Yeah,
and
I
you
know a
see-
good car chase.
Exactly, exactly. And like you see a film like this, and it's well lit, it's well choreographed, and of course, yeah, there is like computer generated effects at times, but
Yeah.
it's so seamless.
It is.
And the way it's done, it's not like explosion after explosion after explosion. Oh, look, it's Dominic Toretto comes out of nowhere. Like, no, it's like he's driving around all these obstacles to get the penguin. It's
so exciting. It's a great chase sequence. I remember just being mouth open watching that in the theater. Like you said, the sound design.
Yes.
That's one of the scenes where it really sticks out.
oh yeah, really crazy.
I love that. Yeah, I love that introduction to the Batmobile. And next we get that scene in the orphanage where the film has you questioning if Thomas Wayne really was corrupt. And I like that. I like that they throw that wrench in it where it's
Yeah.
not just like, Batman and his family are like these, these great people. It's like it throws that wrench, and they really like kind of hone in on that is with the Falcone scene later.
Yeah.
Where Falcone like kind of says that, yeah, your father wanted me to take care of it, so I did. And it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is a great turn. And then shortly after that, we get Alfred
I thought he was gonna
opening
die.
the letter. Yeah, I wrote that in the notes.
Thought he
here.
was gonna die in the movie. I was like, what the fuck?
On my first watch, I thought they fucking killed off Alfred. I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell?
Fuck, man. In the first movie, I was like,
Yeah,
shit.
I was like, "There's no way." But then they tie it in really
Yeah,
nicely
yeah.
when he goes back to see Alfred in the hospital, and he says, "I never thought I'd feel fear of losing someone like that again." And I thought that was a really deep, like,
Yeah.
touching scene.
Mhm.
And I think that's some of Pattinson's best acting in that scene.
Yeah. I'm glad that they did different things with, like you said, the Wayne family and everything like that. Because I remember in The Dark Knight, and you can tell, like, the Dark Knight films came out a while back because the whole police corruption thing was kind of explored in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight and kind of just faded away in Dark
Yeah,
Knight Rises.
definitely.
This one, when it comes to police corruption, oh, they fucking do it right.
Oh,
They
it's
fucking
great.
nail it.
It's great.
It's great. Oh my fucking god! When Selena Kyle gets one of the guys, it's like that scene is very,
Oh, that's a great
very
scene.
good.
Yeah. So we find out that Falcone is the rat that they're looking for, El Rata Alada, that they're trying to solve.
I love that scene.
Yeah, that's great. And he secretly owns the city, and we get that beautiful shot of Batman walking through Falcone's office, lit by the bullets.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite cinematic shots of that movie.
Another scene, because I remember seeing Dark Knight Rises, and they try to do something similar, but it looks so goofy.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
like the way it works here.
Oh my god.
It's masterful the way they light it with only the firing of
Yeah.
the bullets. It works so well.
Love that light. Love the way it was framed too. When he's walking up to one of the criminals, and then just like the next shot, boom, he just knocks him down.
It's great, yeah. And then Batman brings Falcone into the light, which is what the Riddler wanted all along, and
Yeah.
he didn't know. Falls right into the Riddler's plan. He shoots Falcone from an apartment window above, and Riddler's identity is revealed, and we finally get to see Paul Dano unmasked.
Yeah,
Paul Dano's performance in this movie, great.
it is. It's very much. I like that they don't show it to you right off the bat.
Yeah.
He doesn't come in like
No,
to
I mean at this point we're like
2 hours.
2 hours
Yeah.
into the film, so you do not see Paul Dano's face for 2 hours of 3 hours this film.
Yeah, that's great. I love when films do that. It doesn't treat you like oh yeah, you have to see what the Riddler looks like at the first ever scene.
Yeah.
It's like no.
It adds mystery to his character because it's as Batman is picking up the pieces of this mystery, the character is still a mystery. So it's like it works really well together and adds mystique to his his antagonist character.
For sure.
And then shortly after, we get his iconic interrogation scene at Arkham, where he's like, "Bruce Wayne," and Batman's like, "Oh."
It's like shit. What the fuck's happening?
And then what I love, the twist here that I love, is that Riddler thought they were working together the whole time, and he genuinely believed that.
Yeah.
He genuinely is disappointed when Batman's like, "I'm nothing like you.
Yeah.
You're a killer."
Well, because
You're sick.
it shows his insanity too. That
Yeah.
when he's like, as funny as the meme is, where it's like, this is not supposed to happen. He's
Yeah.
like really think about the position. Like Bruce is scared shitless. He's like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know anything at this point. So I really love that.
Yeah,
scene, too.
Bruce is scared shitless, and you realize that like there would be no Riddler without the Batman because
Yeah.
he's like literally inspired by this guy versus trying to like kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of flips the dynamic, the typical superhero film dynamic of like good guy fights the bad guy and good guy wins at the end.
Yes.
It kind of changes it to like, oh, he thought they were working together, and makes it a more like mental thing.
Exactly. Really love that. And then I think the climax comes into place when that happens, right?
So yeah, so I feel like the movie could have ended. It could have even ended there. Like
Yeah.
after that interrogation scene, Batman has changed as a character, and enough stuff has happened. We've had this arc,
yeah.
but then we still have this huge action set piece at the end at Gotham Square Garden, which I love. I think works really well. The cinematography in it is cool. This is where like a more CGI heavy scene,
Yeah.
which you do kind of notice, but I think some of the shots make up for it, like the iconic flare shot.
Yes.
And the fact that the first person he pulls out
Oh,
is
dude,
that kid,
that
and
got
he's
me.
like, he's looking at himself in this kid.
Yeah. Really emotional stuff. And that's the thing too. It's like movies like that when they have a climax like that, sometimes it doesn't feel earned because of the fact that there isn't enough time to really think about it.
Yeah.
The thing I like about the Batman is it doesn't always go super duper serious. It has its goofy moments, but it doesn't wink at the camera.
Yeah.
It never winks at the camera. It's like, no, we know it's goofy. We know, like, yeah, we get it. Penguin looks like that. We get it. Like, Selena Kyle's, like, jumping around and shit. We're
Yeah.
taking the shit seriously because we respect your guys' like, attentions and to detail and such. So I like the climax because of that. It feels very earned.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Like this movie is just very well thought out. It has a lot of good like subtext and like subplots and deeper meanings.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we get that iconic sequence with the flare. I love
Yeah.
that shot. And then the film ends with a teaser of Joker in
Yeah.
Arkham Asylum, which
If I'm gonna pick one thing that I still don't like about the movie, sorry, I don't know why I'm like.
no, go ahead.
It's because Joker did not need to be mentioned.
I completely agree.
I feel like Joker as a character has been done so many times, and
Yeah.
you could say the same for Batman. But this is a Batman film.
And to be fair, Joker has been done well many
Yes.
times.
Yes.
Many times.
But even like, did you see the deleted scene that they showed the Joker's face in? It was like an
Oh, yes,
interrogation-
I did. Yes,
yeah,
I did.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
So that kind of made me even less interested in this interpretation of Joker. I'm not gonna say it's as bad as like Leto's performance, but it's definitely like
Yeah.
it's not Phoenix, it's not Joaquin Phoenix, it's not Heath Ledger. Like those performances are like its own fucking
And
thing.
even Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. Oh yeah,
I-
sorry,
yeah.
Nicholson too. They're on their own, whereas these characters feel too much.
Yeah.
they feel too much.
I agree. They
Yeah.
didn't have to do the Joker thing. Kind of felt like just beating a dead horse. It's like you didn't have to do it.
I think they did it because the old Adam West Batman movie from the '60s had Catwoman, Riddler, Penguin, and Joker. So they're like, oh, we kind of did it again.
I'm not too mad about it. They didn't
No.
do it horribly. It just didn't have to be in the film for me. And then after that, Batman and Selena Kyle go their separate ways,
Love
and
that.
that is the end.
Yep.
My rewatch thoughts. What sticks out to me in this rewatch was, of course, the cinematography and the score. Those stuck out to me though on first watch.
Yeah.
The score, I think, is the best of any superhero film of all time.
Best superhero. Oh man.
That's my hot take.
Okay.
This score is so memorable. I've been singing "Something's in the Way." I've been singing Nirvana for this whole week. I've been doing the Batman theme. It's so good. Their use of music is so good, effective.
Yeah. I remember listening to the main theme of this movie, and at first I was like, I don't know, it's okay. And then I re-listened to it.
Bum, bum, bum,
bum.
bum.
But
To
even
me, that's so iconic.
But even after that part, it's very whimsical, and it reminds me of like a Tim Burton-esque, like Danny Elfman meets the Dark Knight soundtracks coming together. It's very like
you know what
noble,
it
yeah.
feels like for me. On first watch, I made the connection. It feels like Imperial March in the way they use Imperial
Oh,
March
yeah.
in Star Wars.
Yeah.
It has that kind of Imperial March vibe, and it's like the way it's used in Star Wars is so good. Like when when you get these big wide Empire shots and you get that
Yeah.
boom, boom, and it just works so well. And I think the Batman took a page out of that.
Oh, absolutely.
And
And there's
it's-
nothing wrong with it sounding similar to the Empire March from Star Wars.
No,
I
there's
kinda
nothing
like
wrong
that.
with that, and it's used extremely well.
Yes.
Reoccurring and played different ways. Like Star Wars does that as well with Imperial
Yeah.
March. They'll play a softer Imperial March sometimes, and they'll play a more aggressive one when it's Vader, right?
Love that.
One parallel I drew when on this rewatch was this movie reminds me of the movie Seven, a superhero movie,
Yes.
a superhero version of the movie Seven, in the sense that Batman is always one step behind of the killer, like in the movie Seven,
Right.
and you get this. They're just so similar. The motivations are similar. The way information is given out to the audience is similar, and I think there's some big comparisons there. Do you see that?
Very much so. I feel like this film main influence was David Fincher films.
Yeah.
Seven is definitely one of them. I really like that style though, because it fits Batman's like character very much so, and it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, like, because with the Nolan films, he definitely was inspired by like the movie Heat.
Oh yeah.
So you look at that. Tim Burton's films were inspired by like German expressionism films from like the early 30s. You can tell it just by how everything looks so like cartoony. So I like when filmmakers take influences from other films to make something completely different in the Batman world. So
Yeah, it works extremely well. This like film noir like
yeah.
kind of style. It's my favorite for Batman.
Mhm.
I can't wait for the rest of them. Detective Batman will always be my favorite Batman.
Nice.
What do you want to see out of the Batman Part 2? Where do you want the story to go? Do you want to see Joker as the second antagonist?
No.
I don't. I really don't. I think Batman has lots of great villains
Yeah.
that they can explore. I think Matt Reeves did a great job exploring Riddler in a grounded take.
Yeah.
And I think he could do a grounded take of just about any villain.
I think the one villain I really want to see done right is Mr. Freeze. You gotta get him, and I think
Grounded Mr.
I
Freeze.
think a
would
grounded
be
Mr.
sick.
Freeze starring Daniel Craig.
Ooh,
I want Daniel
he's
Craig as Mr.
casting it
Freeze.
already.
I know, fucking know this. I want it so badly. I want this,
I like
and
that.
you know what? If you want to connect the other villains, it's like have Penguin fund his ice research or some shit like that. I don't know. Do something cool.
I like
Make
that.
them team up.
Can you do a Benoit Blanc accent the whole film? I say, there's a Batman.
There's a Batman, the Cape Crusader. I see. Yeah, I'd fuck with that. I part of me wants to see Robin, but man,
I don't know if I want to see Robin.
I
Right
would
now.
because I like the Bat family, but like the tone that Reeves has established, it's very much like I don't know if we're gonna get a Robin.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
I don't want to I don't want them to tease a Robin either, like they did Dark Knight Rises. Because
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't count.
It doesn't.
He
count.
just said his alias was Robin at the end of the fucking movie. That's
Yeah.
not the same. So yeah, that's how I see. And more Selena Kyle, because Zoe Kravitz is great.
She's great. I definitely want to see more of her, and I think they
Yeah.
kind of set it up for them to reunite. Like,
Oh,
in,
for
in
sure.
the next film.
Mhm.
Okay, we do not want to see Joker. We want to see Mr. Freeze. I like your
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze idea. I like Daniel Craig too. Let's cast it.
I
Let's
want that.
Make it happen.
If you don't get Daniel Craig, get Mads Mikkelsen, man.
Okay.
That would be another good Mr. Freeze. It's like you get good actors to play these villains, and you get a good fucking movie out of it. That's how I would view it, at least. But I'm down for any other villain. Like if Matt Reeves throws out a Clayface,
Hell yeah.
I'd be like,
yeah.
whoa, like he took a chance.
It'd
on
be
that
hard
one.
to do a grounded Clayface.
right?
Extremely hard.
But I'd fucking watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
You want to do favorite Batman actor?
Oh, you're gonna give me this, man? You're gonna give me favorite Batman actor? Okay, in all fairness, I know we don't have too much time, but
Yeah.
I still have a soft spot for Affleck, man. I don't know, something about his facial.
But favorite though?
Yeah, man.
Like I like his look in the sense that it's like the Arkham
Yeah,
kind of Batman, like big buff.
he's an old, jaded Batman
Yeah.
that like beats the shit out of criminals and
Mhm.
doesn't give a fuck. And he's got the jawline. He's got the cockiness, man. I understand the Pattinson fans. I understand the Bale fans, the Keaton
Yeah.
fans. But for me, I think it's because it came out when I was like 15. I was like, yeah, this is my Batman.
I mean, my answer was Bale for a long time. I
Yeah.
think the thing that holds up the least to the Dark Knight trilogy is his
voice.
Batman voice.
Yeah.
His Batman voice is extremely tough.
Where are the other drugs going?
And by the third movie, you can't even fucking understand what he's saying.
By the third movie, he has throat cancer. Man.
Yeah.
At least what Pattinson did was what Keaton Kilmer did, where it's like, no, just lower your voice. Like, you can have it distinct. And I liked Affleck because he used a voice modulator. It's like, yeah, a billionaire.
Yeah.
Might as well. You can afford it, you know? But
Yeah,
that's just.
I'm not gonna lie. It might be a hot take, but the Pattinson rendition is my favorite. Is
Hell
my
yeah.
favorite.
Yeah.
And my hot take is that the Batman, 1 year later, I got it on par, 1A and 1B with the Dark Knight.
Goddamn.
That's my hot take,
All right.
and I stand by that shit.
Go for it.
Top
Hell
3
yeah.
Batman films of all time, Nesh.
Top 3 Batman films? You're going to give me that?
Quick.
I got Dark Knight. You got Batman, the 1989 one, and the Batman. I like the Batman. Those are the top 3 for me. As in like just Batman films. No other superhero characters are in it. It's just them.
I got the same list as you. The Batman number 1, Dark Knight the Batman 1A and 1B. Dark
yeah,
Knight,
you gotta.
and then I put 89 Batman for sure.
There you go.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts on the Batman 1 year later. How you think the film holds up? Is it getting better with time? Is it getting worse? And thanks for watching this episode of the Real Talk Podcast. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace out. I'm Batman.